Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video is going to be week 1 of 60 books in 60 days. If you don't know this already, I am doing 60 books in 60 days. So for the next 2 months, I'm going to be reading a book every single day. This was inspired by Gina Lillian. Her channel and also her playlist for her 60 books in 60 days will be in the description below. Make sure to subscribe. But yeah, first week, I am excited. I am actually filming this 5 days into the 60 books in 60 days. I forgot to film an intro. But let's just get right into the video. Okay, so I thought I'll do a little update. This is a really bad angle. You are stacked upon loads of random things I could find because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't be bothered to go and get my stand. So I thought I would do a little update. So I'm currently reading Unteachable for my first book. It is currently Saturday the 1st of Feb. So this is when the 60 books in 60 days challenge starts, and honestly, already, I feel like I'm doing fine. I thought because I was in a reading slump while starting this, I'd feel a lot of pressure for reading. And I'm not so far, but I don't know if that's just because I am reading this book or because I'm not letting myself have that pressure. I'm just kind of going into it with a good mind of like, hopefully this will help my reading slump type thing, because I kind of had the like, oh, I need to read a book a day, but I'm not pressuring myself so far. So far so good, but we are only on the first day. But like I was saying, I am currently reading Unteachable and I am actually on page 136 and I am actually really enjoying this so far. I would definitely say it's kind of different from what I was expecting. Obviously I was expecting to go into it thinking, oh, teacher student. Now, like romance, it is that, but there's so much more to it, and there's kind of like, it's about Maze and she has like a tough life. She's had like this rough life. And so I like the fact that it's not just the teacher-student type romance that I am used to. You're also getting like a backstory, and to be fair, both of them kind of like have life troubles and all that stuff. Not going into too much detail, yeah, I'm liking it. I wouldn't say like it's the best one I've ever read, I don't think, but I don't know. I am also reading this quite quickly because the font is actually quite large and there's only 305 pages into this, so I did think this would be a good start as well because it is like a shortish book. But if you don't know what this is about, it's about a quick summary. Is about Maze. She has had a rough life. Her dad left when she was younger and her mum is a drug addict and that type of vibe, and her dream is to make movies. So she wants to go to film school, but obviously first, because she's a high school senior, she's 18, she wants to do the film class. But one night she goes on this like roller coaster, and it's a scary roller coaster, and then there's a guy next to her who's like, this is my first time going on this roller coaster too. They're both scared. They spend the night together. They have a one night stand, and then the next day when she actually goes into her film class, turns out the person that she had the one night stand with and spent the night having fun with, like on the roller coaster and stuff, is her teacher. And obviously that is going to be a shocking surprise. Like I said, there's so much more to it than that, but yeah, like I said, so far I'm enjoying it. That was just a quick summary of it. That's it, a carnival. That's what I was looking for. They spent the night searching a carnival. That is what I was trying to say. But anyway, I am going to continue reading. I obviously need to finish this tonight, and I have no problems with doing that because it is only like 20 minutes past 5. So yeah, anyway, I am going to continue reading and I'll give you all an update once I have one. so I thought I'll just do a quick update because I am 208 pages in, so I've got just a little less than 100 pages left. And yeah, so far I am actually really liking this. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite teacher-student romance I've read so far. What I am liking about this one is the fact that it is different from the others that I have read, and that there is more of like life lessons in a sense, or like talking more about like life in general instead of just focusing a lot on teacher-student. So that is what I'm liking different than this book. Yeah, I'm liking it. I don't know what I'd rate it. Maybe like a 3.5, maybe 3.25, 3.5. I don't know. It would probably be something that I have to sit on my thoughts with. But I am liking it. I'm glad that I tried reading it today because it is a very quick read, I would say myself. That is just the quick little update I wanted to do because the next update will probably be when I have finished it, as I don't really have much to say, as obviously it is a romance book and I find it hard to keep updated about romance books for some reason. So I will give you all an update. Well, I will back once I have finished the book. So I didn't film anything for today's book, but I did read Darling Dreamin' Dexter, and honestly I don't know what to think of this. I think I'm gonna rate it 2 stars. It was definitely a quick read. It was fast paced. I loved how Dexter's character in this book was developed, and I enjoyed that. But I just had, I'd say the one big problem that I had with this book is all of the cases were never finished. Like if they found a lead, they would never like bring it back up, or if they did find something to do with the case, it was never mentioned again. So it felt like it was never complete, and obviously it would have been nice if there was to be completed, but otherwise, except for that, everything else was alright. Oh, it's part of the book where I did get a little bit bored, and that's a negative in a sense because of how short the book is. I mean, it's less than 300 pages, so there shouldn't be a time where I'm bored, but it didn't last long because, like I said, it is fast paced, it moves quite quickly, and I would say it's enjoyable. So I don't know if to rate it 2 stars or 3 stars, or maybe like 2.5, like in the middle. I was leaning more towards 2 stars, but I don't know. It is something I'm going to have to like sit on a little bit more because I just can't decide. But I would definitely say right now the show is better. But what I find really funny is the first time I read this in 2021, I rated it 4 stars, and now I'm rating it lower, but I think that's just because I have more like reading experience now. I don't know. I will have to update you maybe at the end of the week of what I actually decide to rate this, but for now I am leaning more towards a 2 star, but I'm not too sure. Okay, so it's now Monday, the next day, and today's book is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I do obviously have the physical copy, but I did decide to read it on my Kindle as it is on Kindle Unlimited. Easier for while I'm lying down and just reading. So I am 102 pages into it so far, so that's 26%. And can I just say, obviously I'm not far into this and I'm already loving it so much. I am loving the characters. The kids in this book are so cute, and honestly Wes and Skylar have only known each other for a day, and he is already like feeling for her life and stuff, in the sense of he was angry when he found out like what her dad did to her and stuff, and it's like, you've known each other a day. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, can I just let you know? But I am loving this book. I knew I would love it because of the tropes, and I've just loved books like this, before. But honestly, I thought, oh, maybe I won't be a fan of like the musician type thing, because obviously, like, I like music myself, I like singing myself, But in books, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd like the musician thing with the single dad trope. I was a bit like, how's this gonna go type thing. But I am loving it because obviously it's an important part of Skylar's life, and so you're learning about that and everything. Honestly, I just love everything about this book. There is not one bad thing that I have to say about this book so far. You asked me to tell you a bad thing, I couldn't. You asked me to tell you a good thing, I could tell you loads. So yeah, I am 100 pages in and it already feels like a 5-star read. Can I just say, like, I cannot put this down. I mean, obviously I've put it down to talk to you, but I was like, I need to do an update. I don't want to put this book down, but I need to. So that is my little update for now, is that I'm loving it, and I'm going to continue, and we'll see if I keep loving it as much as I am. quick because my battery is going to die, but I just wanted to do a quick update. I am 218 pages in now, 55% in, and I am still loving this so much. There is so much tension. I am giggling, kicking my feet. This is just making me feel all the emotions, if I'm being completely honest. And like, I am loving this book so much. Like I said, the tension. We are 218 pages in and something has only just happened, and like, it's just a kiss, you know what I mean? It's a slow burn, the tension, and I'm loving it. And so yeah, that is just the little update that I wanted to give you. I am also giggling, kicking my feet, because the banter between Wes and Skylar is everything. I'm loving it. But yeah, that is all I wanted to update you on. But my next update might be when I finish it. We'll see, because honestly, I'm just having a great time with it. So I'm on chapter 33 and I've just finished, obviously, the end of chapter 32. I am shook because I'm listening to the audiobook while following along, and within the audiobook the narrator actually sings the song. And can I just say, it's probably one of the best things I've ever had. Like, I was obviously listening to my normal speed. I was like, hold on, there's a tune, and then they were singing, and so I put it to like normal speed. I was shook. I sat here and I was like, I'm listening to right now is beautiful. I loved it so much, and obviously because I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I've never listened to an audiobook where they actually sing the song, and it made everything so much better, because I personally don't struggle with it, but I've heard other people say that when there's songs in books, it's always awkward because obviously they're reading it. I've never had that problem, but I can always like make tunes to songs and stuff, so it doesn't really bother me. But this was just a different experience and I loved it so much, and I just had to talk about that because that was amazing. So I finished Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, and this book shocked me in the sense of, because it was a 5-star, I've already talked about it so much of how much I loved it, but it shocked me in the sense of, I knew I would love it. I wasn't expecting it to be a 5-star though, because like I said in, I think it was the previous clip, where the musician type thing I do like in books, but I just didn't know if it would go well with the single dad trope type thing. But I loved it so much. You know what made me love it even more was the fact that I listened to the audiobook. I recommend you do that, because when there was a song played in this book, we actually got one near the end as well, so there was 2. The narrator actually sang it, and it was beautiful. I loved it, and it really made the book more of like a reality, if that makes sense. I enjoyed this whole book. The kids were cute. I loved the tension and the chemistry between the characters. But like, it wasn't rushed at all, because we was like over 200 pages in, and that's when they literally had their first kiss. And I know that it is a shortish book, it's like 400 pages, at least that's what my Kindle said. It could actually, oh, it's a little bit longer, it's almost 500 pages, so obviously it'd probably be a little bit longer after 200 pages, because obviously the Kindle is a little bit different. So there's kind of like a slow burn to it as well, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I just loved everything about this book. I'm not going to ramble about it too much, because I have already talked about all of the things that I loved about it, but I just wanted to say I finished it. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I do have a few ideas. I'm either going to finish Onyx Storm, continue watching The Ghost, or I'm going to start a different book. I'm either going to start My Dark Romeo or The Striker. I can't decide whether to finish a book, start a book, or what to do. So I'm going to decide, and then I'll be back with you all tomorrow to let you know what my next book is, and we'll see what I think of it. Okay, so it is currently 4 AM, but I thought I'd quickly do an update in the sense of, I haven't filmed anything today, and that's because technically I didn't complete a book. And so, have I failed? Yes, but I'm just going to catch up tomorrow, because I do have a good excuse, I feel. I did start reading Watching the Ghosts, and I had to DNF. I got to chapter 6, which was page 32, and I couldn't do it. It was so boring. I didn't like the writing style. I felt like the storyline was everywhere. I couldn't do it, so I had to DNF it. But then also I have been in major back pain because I've pulled a muscle. So I feel like I have a good excuse, because I can barely walk right now. Yeah, I'm just going to catch up tomorrow. I am currently reading The Striker by Anna Huang. I've made some good progress into that. I think I'm almost 30% in. So I have made some good progress in reading, but I just haven't finished anything. But yeah, that is my excuse. I will hopefully give you all an update tomorrow, and hopefully my pain will ease a little bit. Okay, so I thought I'd give an update, as it's currently 2 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and I haven't done an update yet today, but I have done some reading this morning of The Striker by Anna Huang, and I'm currently 280 pages into it, so I feel like I've made good progress so far. I'm like half of the way through, and I'm hoping obviously to finish it today because I've still got another book to finish today, because obviously I didn't read a book yesterday. I'm still struggling with back pain. So I am still having that issue, but I'm trying to like push through it, still get things done. Like, I've kind of had my moment to rest yesterday, and now I'm just trying to get as much as I can get done, but like not push myself too much. So yeah, I am hoping to finish this today. I'm also hoping to finish the other book later on. I will show you all what I'm planning on reading later, just in case I do decide to change my mind, but it is a short-ish read. I am quickly filming this clip so that I can actually start editing this vlog, and I'm hoping to help me get ahead a little bit, because I am very behind on a few things right now. But anyway, on that note, I'm rambling. So yeah, I'm 280 pages into this, and so far it's okay. I'm liking it, but I would definitely say I am struggling to find a connection between the characters, and there is part of the book where it drags on so much that I am becoming bored in a sense. So yeah, I am struggling a little bit, because like I said, there's parts where it's dragging on and I'm like, okay, move on. I feel like we don't need this. But I'm just gonna say it could have been like 300 pages ish and it would have been fine, but it's like almost 600 pages. It's actually 570, and I just think that is way too long, and that is why I'm really struggling with it. But like I said, I don't hate it. It's not that like I'm hating it. I'm liking it. It's okay. It's looking like probably a 3-star right now, just because like I said, I am struggling to find a connection between the characters, and I just don't really care much for the characters right now. So yeah, that's what's happening. But if you don't know what this book is about, quick summary: it's about Asher. He is a football player, and his rival is, I can't remember his name, but his rival's sister is the love interest, Scarlett. Scarlett is a ballerina, but she kind of lost her career because of an injury, so she is asked to train Asher and her brother, because they're obviously rivals and it's getting in the way of their sports and stuff, so she's asked to train them. I don't know. Scarlett's brother has to go out of town, emergency. Scarlett and Asher, that's when they get closer, without saying too much about it. But yeah, like I said, it's okay, nothing special so far, but I am hoping to finish it before like 5 or 6, but we'll see how that goes. So I said during the last clip that I was hoping to finish the book by 5 to 6, or sorry, 5 or 6 o'clock, and I have been editing this video pretty much since after then. So it's currently just gone 6 o'clock, and obviously I haven't read anything, and I literally just finished editing the last clip, and I was like, yeah, it's 6 o'clock and I haven't even read any more because I've been editing this video, but I'm all caught up. I'm gonna lie down for a bit, read, rest my back because it's starting to hurt because I've been sat up to the computer chair pretty much for hours. I'm going to read some more of The Striker. Hopefully I can finish it because I've still got through half of this. Now I've still got the other book I need to read. I'm stressed right now, but I'm hoping I'll get it done at some point. So a little update, I am 79% in, which is 463 pages out of 591 according to my Kindle. And I'm gonna be completely honest here, I'm 79% in and I thought the book was ending. Like, it was given that type of ending vibes where, you know, her brother finds out and, you know, just given the ending type of vibes. You know, I thought the book was ending. And then that's when I looked and saw I was 79% in, and now I'm like, what's to happen in 79%? The only thing I can think of is Scarlett asked Asher not to do this specific thing that he does, just because she's worried for his safety, and he's agreed not to do it ever again, without spoiling too much. But I do have a feeling he is going to end up betraying her trust with that and breaking his promise, and maybe that's what's going to cause the third act breakup. That's all I can really think of, like, what's going to happen right now. Otherwise, I generally don't know, because everything seems all good, dandy, and end bit here type thing. That's what I mean by this book just seems so long for no reason. It could have ended a while ago and everything would have been fine. But no, I still have quite a bit left, so I don't know. I still have probably about over 100 pages, I think, if that's the right maths. Anyway, I have 100-ish pages left, and I'm like, what can happen in 100 pages? But anyway, I'm going to go and finish this, and then I can give you all an update once I have finished it, and we'll find out what happened. So I have an update for you all. It's now currently the 6th, and I thought I'd give an update from yesterday because I didn't update once I finished the book. So I did end up finishing The Striker yesterday, and I did liked it. It was okay. I did decide to rate it 3.5 stars in the end, just because it was so long, and that was like the main problem with this book, was the length of it. It was dragging on way too much, to the point where there was parts of this book that I just felt like wasn't needed. It was dragging on so much, and it was like, I can't do this. I want this to be over because of how much it was dragging on. There was also 2 very long and very unnecessary epilogues in the end as well, and I'm just like, it's really, really not needed. I don't mind thick romance or a big romance. I know I complain about them a lot when I say, oh, but why does the romance need to be so long? Because it's true, but I don't mind them if they're done well. But this one, I just felt like there was a lot of unnecessary things about them. A quick summary, I don't think I explained what it's about, is it's about Asher. He is a football player, and then it's about Scarlett, who was a former ballerina, but unfortunately she had an accident, so now she obviously can't do ballet as much as she was able to, and Scarlett is Asher's rival's sister. That is just a quick summary of it. There's a little bit more to it, but yeah, I would definitely say I was a little bit disappointed by this, just because I have loved Anna Huang's books before. I was expecting to love this because I was just expecting a lot from it. But I did look at other people's reviews once I finished, and a lot of people said that this was just way too long, or rated it 3 stars like me. So a lot of people think the same as me. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. I thought I was the problem at first. I had to change angle, although I don't think this is the best angle I could have chose, because it is daylight. Normally this is okay for dark. But it's just a quick one. So, and then technically this was actually today, because it was like really early in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. and it took me about an hour to read, or maybe just a little over an hour. But I did catch up with the book that I needed to catch up on from the 4th because of my pain, and I did end up reading Fall Up Too Far. This is only 244 pages. It was a quick read. I rated it 2 stars. I think I would have loved this if I had read it. It came out in 2012, but I feel like I would have loved it if I read it in 2020 when I was first getting into reading. I feel like that's when I would have loved it most. But right now, because I've read so many romances and my, reading taste has changed and evolved, that's why it was a 2-star for me, just because I feel like it was, I don't know if this was originally a Wattpad, but it felt very Wattpad-y to me. Not saying the writing style bad, it wasn't. The writing style and the plot was actually really good. I wasn't expecting there to be much plot. That did surprise me because there was more plot than what I was expecting, but I don't know. It was an okay average read, but the main female character, and honestly the main male character, just irritated me sometimes. They weren't really for me. I felt like there wasn't really much personality to them or really much character to them. It was quite like bland, and I do like that, although it is a 244 page book, but I do like that it kind of jumps on into the story a little bit. I would say it doesn't really waste time type thing, so I do like that. It was an okay read. It was quick. It was good for, helping me catch up for when I couldn't finish a book on the 4th. So yeah, I'm all caught up and I'm happy about it. But now I've got to read a book for today, and it is currently 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so we'll see how that's going to go. But I'm going to try and finish Onyx Storm, and I'm reading this on my Kindle because I'm just not a fan of hardcover, but I am 35% in, so I do have quite a bit to go. But I'm hoping that if I just sit down or lie down and read and just get, through it, then hopefully I can finish it. But I am doing a separate vlog for this, which you may or may not have already seen. I'm not sure when this, I know when this one's going up, but I'm not sure if I'll get it done before, if I'll put the Onyx Storm video up before or after, so I don't know. But I am doing a separate video, so I'm not going to talk too much about this book specifically in this vlog, but I'm just letting you know I am going to try and finish it as today's book. But like I said, I'm 35% into it and I am enjoying it so far. That's why I'm making it purposely go on forever, because I don't want it to end. And I was going to like binge it, that was my original plan, but since I had the author say that like she's in no rush to write the next book, I'm like, I don't want this to end. And I've been seeing people's reaction to the end. I don't know what happens, but I've just been seeing people's reaction and I'm starting to get FOMO, so I just kind of want to like binge read it now. I've dragged it on enough to the point where I'm like, I need to finish it. I've dragged it on long enough. I can't keep dragging it out any longer type thing, because I mean this came out on the 21st of January and it's the 6th of Feb, so I need to just get this read, then hopefully I can heal from it if it destroys me, which I do have a feeling it's going to. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to go and read. Okay, so technically I haven't finished a book today because it's almost 4 AM, so technically it is the next day, but I did do some reading of Onyx. I got to page 264. I don't know why it's taking me so long to finish this. I just keep getting distracted. Today was obviously not the day for reading for me, so today, as in the 7th, I'm going to have to finish Onyx and also finish Hello Stranger. I think this is the next one I'm going to be reading because it is short, so I do feel like I can read both of them. Today is not a let's just get distracted by everything type day. I didn't complete it, but I'm just going to have to play catch up tomorrow. So I finished Onyx a few hours ago. I had to sit on my thoughts about it because a few things that I was like, I loved this, it was shocking, and then I was like, there was a few things that I didn't, no, I don't want to say I didn't like. I liked everything about this book, but there was a few things I had issues with, but it wasn't about the book, it was probably about me more. But you would have already known that. But I have decided to rate this 4.5 stars, just because in my opinion nothing can beat Fourth Wing, even though this was really good, and like I am glad that I loved this, and I'm glad that it wasn't another Iron Flame situation. But anyway, not talking too much about that because I have a whole vlog about this, which you would have already seen probably either yesterday as I'm posting this or maybe even the day before, so you would have seen it recently. I am now going to start Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. This is the one book I need to finish today to then be caught up. I'm not going to pressure myself to finish it today because then like I'm just going to roll it over to the next day. That's kind of what I'm like trying to remember is, yeah, it's 60 books in 60 days, but sometimes you're going to have to catch up because things get in the way or whatever, because I do have kind of a busy-ish night and I have also been editing, so I've got other plans. So I am going to try and read as much of this as I can today. Obviously I'm hoping to finish it. It shouldn't take me long because it is only 305 pages, but I thought I'd give a quick summary of what this is about, because all I say when talking about this book is it's about a main female character and she is struggling from face blindness, and that is why I'm interested in reading the book, because obviously I haven't really read anything about that before, especially not a romance. I've read a mystery thriller, but I've never read a romance about it. But I read the back earlier, obviously preparing to read it, and I wanted to read the back because I wanted to know a little bit more. Actually an artist, and she's celebrating placing as a finalist in the prestigious portrait painting competition. And then the next day, all of a sudden she's in the hospital and she obviously doesn't realise why until she is diagnosed with a temporary face blindness. And obviously while she is struggling with this condition, she obviously struggling with pursuing her artist dream, struggling with like life stuff, like family stuff, looking after her dog, and she's just struggling with all of that. But at the same time she ends up falling in love, but she ends up falling in love with two different people. So that is what's happening. But I do feel like there's a little bit of a twist. You probably would hear me say normally, oh, I don't like love triangle, yada yada, but I have this gut feeling that it's not a love triangle and that it's like maybe to throw you off a little bit just because of the cover. Like it's given some vibes. I obviously don't want to spoil it because this is a spoiler free vlog. I have my suspicions, that is all I'm saying, but I am excited for this. So I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to go and start reading. I haven't completed what I was meant to today. I was actually meant to finish this book, but I only got to page 46. I am planning on trying to read a little bit more of this night, but obviously I'm just going to try and, well, I'm just going to finish it tomorrow. But I did also try and read The Principle of Moments, and I DNF'd it. I got to page 100 and I just didn't know what was going on. I could not tell you a single thing about this book. I was so confused. Honestly, I was also bored while reading that 100 pages. So I just decided to DNF it. I might try again in the future, but probably not anytime soon, just because sci-fi isn't my thing, and I did say in my physical TBR video that it might not be my thing, so I did give it a go, but it's still classed as a book off my physical TBR, so you know. But I'm just going to focus on Hello Stranger. Hopefully I can finish it tomorrow, and then I've also got to find another book that I need to read, so tomorrow I've got to read 2 again. So it is now the 8th of February and I am bearing not so good news, only because I have been reading, but not what I was expecting to be reading. So yesterday I updated and said that I was meant to finish Hello Stranger and also another book because I am behind. I have been reading Hello Stranger, no worries about that. I am now on page 154, but I'm not going to lie, it's 7:30 and I am starting to feel a bit more like slumpy and burnt out, and I think that's my problem. Like, I am struggling to get through this book. It's not the book, like the book is feeling like a 3-star read right now, but it's definitely not the book. I just think I'm feeling really burnt out, and what's not helping is the fact that I'm having to catch up, because at the beginning of this challenge I was doing so well with actually reading a book a day, but I'm obviously behind quite a bit. So if I don't finish this today, I'm going to have to read 3 tomorrow, and it's just kind of like that. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm still reading 60 books in 60 days, so that's not a problem, but it's just stressful when you know you have to catch up. But anyway, so I am 154 pages into this and I'm liking it so far. I'll definitely say I was expecting to enjoy it a little bit more than what I am, but I don't know if it is because of the burnout that I'm not enjoying it as much. I just feel like it's quite low paced currently. I don't know what's happening. Maybe this is just a book that I'm not fancying reading right now. I don't actually know what is going on, but kind of like an average 3-star. Like, so I'm not hating it, I'm also not loving it. I do find myself keep like reading a few pages and then putting it down, read a few pages and then putting it down, and like I said, I don't know if that is the book or reading slump. So I'm at that point right now. I don't really have many updates about it. I do feel like, I mean, this could be me, but I just feel like it has been dragged out a bit, but I'm also finding myself not remembering many details. Like, I'm having to reread pages. I don't know if that's just me. I might be the problem with this book, I'm not going to lie. And then obviously I don't know if I'm going to actually end up finishing this tonight, just because I do have a busy night. I have to do something that's going to take me a while, so I don't know. I probably have about an hour or 2 left with this, just because I am about halfway in. I don't know, we're gonna see. I'm not gonna pressure myself. Worst comes to worst, I have to read 3 books in one day, or I have to read like 2 and then another 2, you know, separate it. But on that bad note, I did receive 2 books, and I'm showing you these because they are obviously added onto my TBR, and I brought these for a reason, because with my physical TBR video, I did put it in the description, but I haven't physically said it in this vlog yet. I do keep meaning to, but I keep forgetting. Is I actually have more than 157 books on my physical TBR, because there is a lot of books that I forgot to add into that video. Because obviously I was taking them off my shelves and everything, and I've missed quite a few. I mean, I missed a whole series. Actually, I missed 2 whole series, and there's like some on the bottom shelves. I've missed quite a few. So I actually do have more than 157. So if you see me pull out a book that I didn't show in that physical TBR video, then that is why. It's just because I generally forgot it, but it is on my physical TBR. The 2 I'm showing you are the only 2 I have brought recently and received, and there's reasons for why I have done so. So I am adding to my physical TBR, which I'm not meant to be doing, but there was reasons for this, and these are the only 2 that I'm going to be buying while doing this challenge, hopefully. So first off, we have the Breakup Tour, and this one I brought because it is my February book club pick, so obviously I have to buy it and I have to read it. So this is added onto my physical TBR, but this also I'm going to have to read anyway. It just helps me that now it's on my physical TBR. But yeah, that is the only reason why I brought this one. And then I also got In Your Dreams, Holden Roads, and that's because this is the 3rd book in the series that I was talking about in my physical TBR video with Mr. Right or something like that. I can't really remember. Or was it the Mr. Wrong? But it's a series by Stephanie Archer, and I said that I have the the first, the second and the fourth book, but I didn't have the third, and so that's one of the reasons why I wasn't starting the series. Well, I have the third book now, and I brought this because it was on a deal, and obviously I couldn't pass it up because I had been meaning to get it for a while. I just kept forgetting. So those are the only 2 books that I have added, and I just wanted to show you that so that we are all updated. But I am going to try and read some more of this because I have about an hour or so before I can't do any more reading for a few hours. So yeah, that is what's happening. Also, I just want to point out, I just hit 2k subscribers, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and supported me throughout this journey. I am still a little bit shocked, but on that note, let's get reading. So it is now the 9th and it is Sunday, so this is the last day for this vlog. Last night I didn't do an update because it was quite late, but I did end up finishing Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, and I am going to rate this 3 stars. I don't know if it was the book itself or if it was just because I am feeling a bit of burnout. I don't know what it was, I'm not going to lie. I just wasn't in the mood to read. So I did struggle with this book, but like I said, I don't know if it was the book or not. And all I'm going to say is my suspicions was correct. Like, this book was so predictable, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna say that that's a bad thing. Sometimes it's nice to feel like you're right, you know. I don't really have much to say about this book, to be fair. I think it was good. I can appreciate that it was good. So I think what the next book I'm going to read might be My Dark Romeo. I am going to read it on my Kindle just because I don't really fancy holding up a paperback. It's Sunday, it's the last day for this vlog, and I've got to try and read 2 books today, and it's almost 5:30, so I can't imagine me actually reading those 2 books. But I might just have to run the 1 book over to next week, which isn't a big deal. I know I'll catch them eventually. But yeah, I'm just going to focus on this one. I don't know what My Dark Romeo is about too much. I did read the synopsis and I've generally just forgot. I am looking forward to this one because it has been on my TBR for a while. Last month I put it on quite a few monthly TBRs as well. It's 468 pages according to my Kindle. I should be able to fly through this hopefully. We'll see. But I am going to start it now, and then I'll give you all an update once I have one. So I did start My Dark Romeo and I got 20% in, which is 89 pages in according to my Kindle, and so far I'm liking it. I haven't obviously got too much into the story where a lot has happened, but it's kind of just like the build up of the female main character and the male main character meeting, and this is an arranged marriage or marriage of convenience, so it's kind of like just setting all that up. The way it was set up though, I don't know how I feel about it. I wasn't expecting it to go the way it did. That's what I'm going to say without spoiling it. But so far I am liking it. I am hoping to finish this tomorrow because again I'm behind on books. I think I am 3 books behind now, so I have got to do quite a bit of reading, you know, during this next week. So I'm stressed about that, but I do feel like I can get it done. I'm just going to have to maybe try and read some of the shorter books on my physical TBR. So that is the end of week 2. I can't believe it's already been a week and I'm sort of feeling burnt out, but I thought I'd do like a quick wrap up of all the books and I'll put the ratings on the screen. So first off, I DNF'd watching The Ghosts as I just couldn't get through it. I was so bored, and I mean I didn't make it far in, but it just wasn't worth it. And then I also DNF'd The Principle of Moments as I got 100 pages in, didn't understand anything that was happening. It just personally wasn't for me, so I did decide to DNF. But firstly I read Unteachable, then I read Darkly Dreaming Dexter by Jeff Lindsay, then I read Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I absolutely love this book. I'm still thinking about this book. I love it. I can't wait for the 3rd book to come out. I can't believe in the first week I already got 5-star. Like, that is amazing. And then I read The Striker by Anna Huang. This one was a little bit disappointing just because I had like really high hopes for it. I wouldn't say it was like really bad, it's just the fact that it dragged on a lot and there was a lot of unnecessary details in it and just things that weren't really needed. Then I read Fallen Too Far, which I rated 2 stars. Then I read Onyx Storm, which I finally finished after dragging it out for weeks. Then I read Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, which I rated 3 stars. And then I started My Dark Romeo, but obviously haven't finished that yet and have only got 89 pages in. So that is my weekly wrap up. That is the end of week 1. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave this emoji if you're watching till the end, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.